Hey guys, Jessie here, and right now you're looking at this piece I did in my high school freshman art class back in 2007. So, 11 years ago. Wait, 11 years? Really? Gods, I'm old. Anyway, moving on. Why are you looking at this piece? Well, because I think this would be a cool print in my Etsy shop, but I'd like it to be a little cleaner. So I'm going to do not quite a redraw. I mean, it is a redraw, but not quite. I'm going to paint over using some special painting brushes in Photoshop and clean it up a little. Maybe break some of the bigger sections up into smaller pieces to make it more of an illusion. While I work on this, I thought we could learn some stuff about sea turtles. Could be fun. You guys like learning weird stuff, right? Right?
Right?
Sure you do. Okay, before we start with the learning of new sea turtle-y things, I'm going to turbo speed through the beginning part of the speed paint where I'm just dividing the different shapes up. Alright, let's get to it. Fact number 1. Sea turtles use Earth's magnetic field as a compass. That's right. They can detect Earth's magnetic field and use it as an orientation cue to figure out where they need to go. It's believed that this is how they are able to find their way back to their nesting grounds, despite being away for 10 to 20 years between hatching and their first nesting. Which, by the way, did you know that female turtles lay their eggs in the sand and never return? This means the offspring are on their own from birth. This leads me to our next fact. Female sea turtles return to the same beach where they hatched to lay their eggs. Doesn't matter how far away they've traveled, they always come back to the same nesting grounds. And some travel really far. One turtle was traveling more than 9,000 miles from Baja California to Japan. While we're on the subjects of nests and laying eggs, did you know the sex of a sea turtle is determined by the temperature of where the eggs are laid? A nest in a cooler spot will produce male turtles, while a nest that is laid in warmer temperatures will produce some turtles that are all female. So, if you've ever wanted to, play God, a sea turtle hatchery is where you can experience that. Number 6. Sea turtles think jellyfish are delicious. Or at least leatherbacks and hawkbills do. They even have spines running from their mouth to their stomach to help them swallow the slippery creatures. Unfortunately, they can get confused by floating plastic and eat it, mistaking it for a jellyfish. Autopsies of dead turtles have found some with their entire digestive tracts packed with pieces of plastic bags. You might be wondering, why can't they just poop out the plastic? Well, for starters, plastic isn't a digestible thing. I don't think that's anything new. That being said, they might be able to pass small pieces. Actually, you know what? Visuals might help. There we go. Like I said, sea turtles like to eat jellyfish, but sometimes confuse plastic for food. Yeah, they might be able to pass smaller pieces, assuming they don't puncture or damage the digestive tract, but still, not all the plastic a turtle eats will be tiny. Some pieces will be bigger, like plastic bags which get stuck in their digestive tract. Know what happens next? You guessed it. This creates a blockage. Then they keep eating the plastic that makes its way into the ocean because they can't tell the difference between it and the jellyfish they actually went to eat, further clogging their digestive system until they're so full of plastic that even when they do eat real food, they can't absorb it, let alone pass it, all which leads to starvation and eventually death. This is why so many sea turtles die from ingesting plastic, and why you should always be sure to properly dispose of your plastic bags.
This has been a PSA. No sea turtles were harmed in the making of this graphic.
Moving on to number 7. Did you know that sea turtles cannot retract back into their shells like other turtles can? Because they are agile swimmers, and since they don't need to protect themselves from predators most of their lives on land, sea turtles did not evolve the ability to retract back into their shells. However, one drawback of this is that they are vulnerable when nesting and hatching, but lucky for them, they spend most of their lives in water. However, though they do spend most of their lives in water, they still breathe air. That might lead you to wonder, well, if they rarely come ashore, do they sleep on the water surface, or do they hold their breath and sleep underwater? And the answer to both of these questions is yes. If in deep water, the sea turtle will tend to float and sleep at the surface of the water. And if in shallow water, a sea turtle might decide to wedge itself under a ledge in a reef or a rock before taking a nap. I know that sounds like a joke, but they really do. Look. Also, here's a photo of a sea turtle sleeping in a barrel sponge. Isn't it cute? Now you might be wondering, how can they sleep underwater if they need to breathe air? Well, it's easy when you can hold your breath for a really long time. Some sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 7 hours. Kids, don't try this at home. Fact number 9. There are 7 species of sea turtles. The leatherback, the flatback, the green turtle, the loggerhead, the hawkbill, the Kemp's Ridley, and the olive Ridley. The largest of these is the leatherback, typically reaching lengths of over 6 feet and weights of over 1,500 pounds. The smallest is the Kemp's Ridley, named for Richard Kemp, the fisherman who discovered them in 1906. Kemps only reach sizes of about 30 inches in length and weights of about 80 to 100 pounds. Here's an image for scale. As you can see, the leatherback basically dwarfs all the others. Speaking of giants, this brings us to fact number 12. The largest and heaviest sea turtle ever recorded was a leatherback measuring almost 9 feet in length and weighing 2,016 pounds. Let's add that to the image for perspective. Yeah, it's a massive turtle. However, sadly, we only know of this giant turtle because it washed ashore after it had drowned after being tracked by fishing lines. Experts approximated it had been around 100 years old when it died. If you want, you can visit this turtle, and its skeleton, in the UK where it's on display at the National Museum in Cardiff. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. I'll have a link in the description for anyone who wants to buy a print of this piece from my Etsy shop. Now I'd like to feature this piece from artist Lathian Chen from Denmark. If you'd like to see more of her work, then check out her links in the description. Also, if you'd like a chance for your work to be featured in a future video, then submit your art to me via social media. All my links are down below. And with that, it's time to end this video. If you'd like to see more, check out my other videos to the right. Also, if you haven't already and you'd like to be, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!